Hi, this is just a very short addendum to the part 1 and part 2 introductory videos. The reason I'm doing this is those two videos are from last year, and when I reviewed them I thought, yeah, they're still pretty good. And so instead of reviewing them all and redoing them all, I thought I'd just add a couple of little points of information that are different this year. Last year I created this course and the website for it for the first time with the help of Deanne Turnbull, who's great. And I've updated it this year. Every year I update what I'm doing in the website based on the feedback I get from the participants in the course. So that's one of the things you'll notice along the way is that I really do strongly request your feedback either during or at the end of the course so that I can continue to improve the course and my teaching, my facilitation of it. So I'll really appreciate if you contribute back to the course and to the students that are coming in the future years by doing that. So a couple of things. This year, the course is 10 weeks instead of the 9 weeks it was last year. I haven't really changed the structure of the course much, but what I've done is added a week at the end for reflection. So you'll have time to kind of let everything soak in while you write the final assignment. That final assignment may be the most important assignment of the course because that's where you have the opportunity to really just soak it all up and reflect back and kind of go, oh, I've been wondering what this course is about. This is what it's been about. So um, please take that assignment quite seriously. There won't be a podcast every week because we will be doing 2-hour conference calls. Each team will have a 2-hour conference call. So I'm not doing, there'll be audio podcasts next week as I talk about Ken Wilber's integral model, but not after that. I mentioned an Ertz article in the podcast this week, and I've decided to omit that reading. It was a long, pretty heavy-duty reading. Didn't get great feedback last year, and it didn't seem like a particularly good use of everyone's time. So, but what I talk about in referring to Ertz is still valid, and we'll get into that in the Ken Wilber work next week more. So just be aware that what the Ertz article is about is they were coming up with this idea of needing to create a conceptual worldview that's inclusive of many, many other worldviews and how you might go about that. And the reason I don't think it's really necessary is the integral model, Ken Wilber's integral model, he's not just talking about it, but they've actually been working on this creation of sort of a meta worldview for the last 30 years. So just so you don't get confused about that there is the Ertz reading in the optional readings if you want to look at it, but it's a pretty long read. What else did I want to? So I do mention, but I'll just reiterate that there's different ways of looking and defining what a worldview is. One way of looking at it, and again, this will be a bit of a repeat right now, but I think it's important for you to get clear about it. One way of looking at a worldview is kind of a conceptualization of the way a group of people or a person, a culture sees the world. So you could say that Christianity or Islam or scientific materialism, those can be seen as worldviews and a conceptualization of a way of looking at the world and making sense of it. But there's another deeper way of looking at a worldview, defining a worldview, and that is that in our moment by moment experience, in the here and now, that is our worldview, the way we're actually experiencing the world. All aspects of our experience in the world, including but not limited to our thoughts about it, our conceptualizations, all of that, the emotional content, the spiritual activity, everything about what we're doing, that is fundamentally our worldview. So just keep those two definitions in mind as we go along. I think that's all I wanted to say. So you could just jump right in to the parts 1 and part 2 of the podcast, and I hope you find them interesting and useful. Thanks. See you in the conference call. See you in the Moodles.